Okay, so we're going to continue working on the Nix Flakes for our Riot stack and hopefully figure out a couple issues. Uh, the first thing that we did wrong, so to speak, and I can't remember if I've actually streamed since we figured this out, but is that our Nix packages are different for different flakes right now. And that's because when you're doing a bunch of transient dependencies like we are for the Riot stack, whether or not this is the best way to do it, we'll leave that up to the viewer's imagination. I don't think Leo's done this yet. Yeah. We kind of need to we need to ensure that they're all using the same version of Nix packages, right? And so that's what this is about right here. Let's make sure that all of our inputs actually follow Nix packages. So that's the plan. Now, unfortunately, we kind of have to go through the whole dependency tree again, kind of like we did before, and get all these merged. So we're kind of blocked as far as like it all being ready for people besides me until these PRs get merged by Leostera. So that's okay. But I thought what we could work on today is we could finish some of the follows using local dependencies, and then play with how we can override project level dependencies within Riot. And what I mean by that is the transient dependencies. And I'm not sure how this is going to work. Maybe it'll just be easy and nice, and it'll just work how I wish it did, but I don't actually know if that's going to happen. What I mean by that is if we take a look at this right here, for instance. So here's a good example. Is config depends on spices, right? But Riot also depends on spices and depends on config. So if we want to make sure that we're using the same version of spices everywhere in this whole build for Riot, for instance, we need to continue to put these follows in, not just for Nix packages, but for any transient dependencies. I mean, any dependencies ideally, but you know, any dependencies that are being brought in through inputs. That's really the point for the whole stack. And I think by doing that, we can easily override things. We can use local versions of packages instead of GitHub versions of packages so that developers can edit, make changes locally, and everything easily. Yeah, we'll see how true that is. So right now where we're at is we have follows done on all of these at least. That's kind of nice. I am now this is kind of a lie because I basically am going to have to update the flake on leaves and mint tea. Once I actually can get Riot merged, because it needs to be updated with the new version. But most likely for consumers, it won't matter that much. I hope. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So the follows for Nix packages are done in Mint T, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to go back in and do that. So I guess I should probably put these in their own category down here, because Riot's going to go first. And I'm just going to say a Nix Flake update needed, and I'm pretty darn sure that's true. But we can test that out once we get there. So right now we're waiting on this libcpr to get merged, and until we do that, we can't really work with GitHub dependencies. So that's why we're just going to work with local dependencies today and see how far we get. So if we open up the Riot Flake and we change our libc URL, well, that was the wrong way, wasn't it? If we change our libc URL to our local one, so we'll just comment this out real quick. And we'll bring this in as libc.ml here. And this should all work. Okay. So I am curious to see what's going to happen here. I think the only thing that we're really waiting on is libc, because the rest of this should work. So actually, let's do this real quick. I'm curious. This build should fail, and then when we go to the local one, it should work. So that will be nice to test out. Yeah, let's just use this. This is not unusual. Control CD kills you every time, just from watching the stream. Purplish, or like on your computer too? Probably just watching the stream. It always takes a long freaking time on here. It's rough. It's rough sometimes, life. Yeah, you have an M3, so just your stream. Good to know. Okay. You mean you this doesn't happen on an M3 all the time? That's weird. That's so weird. Hearing about some people's pain with Mac OS and Nix anyway does kind of make me consider going to Linux instead, but I don't know. I'm not like sold yet. So let's see what happens if we just do a Nix build of Riot. Photoshop can still give you the pizza wheel. Oh no. I guess that kind of explains why you have a MacBook at all, is having to deal with, you know. I mean, why don't you just use GIMP? I don't understand. GIMP, Photoshop, same thing, right? Funny stuff. All right, evaluating derivation, love it. I know there's like I think there's something I can add that it actually prints out more information to my Nix build, but I always forget what it is. You have a minor in graphic arts, that's cool. I used to do a lot of stuff with the Adobe Suite back in the day, pre-professional development days. Just from being kind of a techie person, you know. People would ask me to do things. We're getting there. It's really thinking about it. This is a lot of work to go through just to get a failure that you're expecting. That's cool. Yeah. I did a fair amount of video editing work back in the day. It's probably been about 15 years. Maybe a little less. Okay, that just worked. I didn't expect that to work. That could be because I didn't do a Nix Flake update. So let's try that. We'll go ahead and do an update. And isn't it annoying when your builds work? So annoying. Tapes, that's cool. Yeah, of course, back in the day, using tapes now. Used Premiere back when it seemed like it was the main thing that everybody used, but I feel like it's fallen out of favor. Now people seem to like other things better. I always forget the name of all the other ones. I don't know. Hey, Juicebox Hero. Thanks for dropping into chat. How's it going? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. What are you up to? Did your gaming go well last night? Usually likes to hang on here. This is always fun. Oh no. I guess that goes with the PM title, right? Meetings, more meetings. I mean, how much of your week is like meetings? Like, really? Most of my stream, by the way, is just like waiting, watching my terminal do nothing. That's the majority of my stream. Sometimes that's how it feels. 9 to 5, it's 80%. Wow. That's a lot. I would die. Watching terminals do nothing. Are you an infra? Hilarious. I mean, I'm using Nix, so kind of. Yeah. Wow. This is really taking a long time. Nice. This is exciting. This is really good. Okay. Can we work on something else while we're doing this? Because I'm losing patience. Okay. This is all kind of connected. So right now what I'm doing is working on Nix builds for the Riot stack, like all the stuff Leo's been working on. And so and my computer having to build a lot of things, it's not so happy. I have a top of the line MacBook from 5 years ago. Top of the line, which means now it just dies all the time just trying to do normal stuff. It's exciting. I'll upgrade eventually. I was just hoping that I wouldn't actually have to pay for a computer, because I haven't paid for a computer in such a long time. But my company is not in a place where they feel like replacing my computer right now, which is disappointing. Yeah. It's like that. Okay, yeah, it did something. It finally updated everything. What the fuck was that hang about? Oh my god. All right, look at all these beautiful updates. This build should fail, but that's fine. Oh yeah, we haven't actually built yet. This is just the flake update. And then this is Durem really thinking about it, thinking so freaking hard about my flake that it just loves this part. All right, we're going to, so the Nix stuff is done. So I could, okay, it's finally finishing. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I get it. We're going to be okay. Here we go. Look at those numbers. I mean, if I did this at a coffee shop right now, people would be amazed. Okay. So let's just do a Nix build now that we did a Nix Flake update. This should not take nearly as long. I know, right? You just need to do like the black and green thing. Hey, Prophet, what's up? How are you? We're doing some nixing. And right now my computer's hating it. It is hating it. But that's okay. Okay, cool. This is what I was looking for. This is actually a good thing. This is the error that I expected to have. And now if we just update this to our local libc with our Nix packages follows, blah, 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 this should actually just work. What did I do wrong? I forgot a semicolon. If I remembered the semicolon. Conflicting OCaml packages detected. I didn't expect that. That's weird. I guess it's, why would that happen? It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened again. Okay. This is really going through it. Look at this. It's doing a lot of work. I don't actually know why it's even doing this much work. Okay, let's just check a couple things. Let's start by building byte string. Thank you. Okay. Library UUSEG not found. Okay, that might actually be true. Let's see. Let's see here. Byte string. I do not have UUSEG. So I'm guessing what they did is they updated byte string somewhere and did not. Let's look at the Dune project. Did they add? Okay. Did somebody not add something to the Dune project file, but they added it to the source code? Required by library spices. File spices / Dune. Oh, this was when building spices. Oh, that's weird. Huh. I haven't seen this one yet. Okay, let's just make sure, first of all. Let's just do this since we haven't. Let's take out our extra I. And see what happens. Should get a clean build. Nothing surprising over here. Okay. That's fine. So we might as well just force push this, because that's how we like to do. So we'll just do a git undo, Nix Flake improvements, git push force, since it hasn't been merged anyway. And let's just see. We don't have anything here. Okay. Just making sure I'm not effing crazy. Let's also make sure I have my flake bringing in libc at the right place. Users me oss libc.ml. That looks correct. Okay. Interesting. And we have Nix packages follows on libc. This should be fine. Libc also talks to config. Interesting. Okay, let's just try this again. Still get UUSEG not found. I'm gonna do this. Let's just stash for a second. Don't care about you right now, Durenv. Let's pull main. And then this is fine. Let's check out a new Nix branch and pop that stash and try that byte string build again. I guess it could actually be a problem in the current state of spices. I didn't think about that. Let me just think about this for a second. Shouldn't happen. So this is in spices Dune. So let's see if this actually exists locally. Let's see if we can build spices locally with Dune. Yeah, this currently does not have UUSEG in what I have locally. Let's try it. Here. I doubt that. Yeah, somebody added UUSEG and didn't even specify it in the effing Dune project, people. Effing Dune project. Okay, it's fine. I'll survive. Okay. So I guess let's just do this real quick. And we'll probably need to add something here. let me see about Netty and see if there's any open issues for this. Implement hide show cursor. Okay. Let's see when this was changed. It's not changed on main. That's confusing. Oh my god, I'm in my fork. Just kidding. Forget everything I just said. Okay. There it is. All right. Add border style 41 committed 2 days ago. Think this might be the problem. Iron Man Vim, you're going down, buddy. Unbelievable. Stir, useg, just throwing that in here, not putting in the Dune project? The hell? All right, I'm kind of kidding. Kind of kidding. Okay. I know, hurting me. I thought the problem was going to be that we don't have it in our, like, people wouldn't keep the flakes up to date. But if people aren't even keeping the Dune project up to date, we're really in a world of hurt, aren't we? Is it possible to, what would be the, I want to replace a space. Can I not do this? No. No. What is space in Vim replace? Oh, it is just space, isn't it? Okay. But why is it doing the whole line when I'm in visual mode right now? It is just a space. Okay. What about... Okay, I can do that. All right. Now, why did it do this? Because it was visual line mode, I guess. It still effed all of this up. It is still probably faster than what I was going to have to do anyway. Because we can just do a little bit of this. And then we just need a little equals indent. Okay, still probably faster than me having to actually do those on my own. Let's just get... I don't think this is going to include Dune, right? Oh, it does. Cool. Okay. And this should... Right, because I'm getting the input from the self. That's why I'm getting Dune. Okay. I don't understand why it has to evaluate it like this every single time. I literally just, I made a white space change. It's a white space change. All right. So I'm just going to make sure that it fails to build like in general, like with Dune, which it should, right? Yeah, I know, right? Okay. I'm annoyed with this right now because everything's taking long because of my computer. Do I have anything else open that I shouldn't? Let me just check. I found out I had Docker open today. That was a big mistake. All Everything looks good. Docker and Mac OS, it just kills it. Do you know what doll's semantic diffs are? They're pretty cool. Ooh, I can imagine from those words what that means, but yeah, that's very cool. But yeah, I don't know actually anything about them. It's usually not this bad. Right? Right? Okay. We're going to restart that process. Look at that. Okay, that's what I need to do when it hangs. It's literally doing nothing. It was doing fucking nothing. Oh my god. All right, so let's Dune build spices. If it builds, I'm going to be kind of mad. Damn it. Why did it build? All right. Why does it build there, but it doesn't build everywhere else? Like, what is UUSEG and stir? Are they like... Okay. UUSEG. No, this is just a normal library. I'm going to Google stir right now. This is going to go well, right? Just kidding. OCaml. I'm guessing this is from like standard lib. I would imagine so. Stir is standard lib. Yeah, that's what I assumed. But UUSEG isn't. So I'm confused why Dune build spices is working when it fails on the Nix build. I guess let's just try this. Oh. I actually was just doing autocomplete without thinking about it, but it seems like it might have actually worked. How about it? How about it? Nix autocomplete. Let's go. Stir is stood lib and it sucks. Okay, thank God. I mean, not thank God in a way, in the sense that like, why is this not... Is it in the OPAM or something, but just not in the Dune project? Like, I don't understand. OPAM for spices. Nope. It's not in the depends anywhere. I don't understand why it would build. I guess it would build because of the way... Okay, this is why it builds. It builds because I've used UUSEG somewhere else, and because OPAM uses a global package directory. That's probably why it actually builds. But Nix does not do that, and so it's not looking at my global package directory. It's just... Okay, it's fine. Well, I have UUSEG here in Mint T, but we don't have it specified for spices. All right, so first of all, let's check out our Nix branch. I don't think there's actually a difference, come to think of it, right? Yeah, those Nix files are exactly the same. Otherwise, Durenv would have. Git diff nix flake.nix. Just the white space difference. Okay, this is fine. So we can delete Nix. It was already merged here. We're in main. This is all fine. But it seems like we're gonna have to add UUSEG down here. And do this. which means I'm going to have to open another PR. This is going to be the problem with people not using Nix, like because some people are going to use Dune and some people are going to use Nix. This is going to be part of the problem. All right, so this is hanging again. I wonder if I should just retry. Let's see what happens. No, it still basically hangs at the same place. I was hoping I was gonna, well, I don't know. Okay, so that fixes the spices build. Exciting. And annoying. I do not understand, though, why these aren't specified in the Dune project. Is it for Mint Tea? Let's see. Dune project. It is for Mint Tea. So it's just left off of spices, and it shouldn't be. So let's do this because it was added. Apparently we don't have to worry about stir since it's studlib-ish. And let me just do a Dune build of spices real quick. Juicebox Hero switch testing. Let's go. Oh, I messed up my durenv. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do it. Let's have some fun with some switches. The keyboard kind. Let's see. Nope, it's still hanging there. Okay, perfect. While that's pretending to work, we'll take a look at these switches. Let's see. Zoomed keep, let's go. My desk is it's manageable. It's not so bad. I'm not totally mortified that it's on screen right now. Okay. So creamiest Thakia switch. Let's see. I'm gonna have to switch back to that. I think it's here. Yeah. I'm here for the jokes. So let's see. I mean, the speed pinks actually were pretty nice. I think some of the pinks might fit that. We can try a couple of them though. I don't know switches that well, to be honest, even though I have this. I'm trying to learn. This is my learning process. There's a Kale Box Cream Pro. That sounds creamiest. That sounds very creamy. Okay. So let's see. We'll go back to KeepCam. Not that one. This one. And we'll get this guy out. And let's see what we've got here. So here's the switch tester. So pretty. I have a couple keycaps on some of them. Let's pause the music so we can hear. It's the whole effing point. Okay, so this is just a box white, just as an example, right? There's your box white. It's not anything. Here, we'll put it on here. That's your box white. Okay, so let's try creamy. Let's try this creamy thing down here. See what that sounds like. So this is our Cream Pro. It's pretty nice. Less clicky. Actually has no click at all. I expected it to have a click for some reason. I guess because it's like a white color. Am I crazy? Is there no click? Yeah, it's just smooth. Okay. Let's try a pink one here. Let's see. Here we go. Pink keycap to match. Very important. So we have a pink box. Okay. There's the speed pink. I'm kind of into the speed pink, honestly. It's not bad. You use speed silvers. Okay, we can do the speed silver. Let's see. This is blue, not quite silver. We'll go with blue. There's not a whole lot of blues. Blue is close to silver. All right, here's a speed silver. Yeah, it's very smooth. I like the little bit of click from this speed pink myself, but very smooth. There you go. Thanks for playing. Good, good. Always nice. Always nice to have that affirmation. And our Nix build is done. Or not really, our derivation thing. Okay, so let's try Dune build spices just to make sure we didn't break anything. Yay, our Dune build still works. And then what's our point? What's our point for existing? Right, we have to add useg to the Dune project and to the flake.nix because that's just the nice thing to do, in my opinion. So we'll just call this useg. And no, that's a dumb name, isn't it? Okay, fine. Fine. Let's delete useg and we'll call this missing dep because it sounds a lot more serious. And maybe people will think twice before doing this again. Add useg to spices, Dune, project, and flake. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wrong terminal. I can't just command click things. Missing D. Missing D, huh? There we go. Useg was added to spices and was causing a failing build failing build in Nix. Hey, what's up, enemy? We're not struggling. We're just having fun, okay? Yeah, exactly. Just it's kind of what I was thinking a little bit. Okay. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. So if we wanted to, useg is just some dependency. I forgot what it does. I looked it up a second ago. Somebody did a pull request. They didn't add a dependency to the Dune project. And of course, anytime somebody adds a dependency, I'm going to have to, yeah, it was a Unicode thing. Yeah. Also add it to the Nix build if they don't know to do that, which I don't expect people not using Nix to add it. It's fine. I knew this is what I was signing up for. It's really not a lot of work. It's fine. Okay, so now that this is done, let's go to our let's go back to our Riot Flake. Now we know why this build is failing. This is fine. What we're going to have to do then is a couple things. I guess this will be a test to see if this works the way that I think it should. I don't actually know if it's going to, but we'll see what happens. I think what I should be able to do is actually just define spices as an input, even though it's not needed directly right here. Oh, that's right. Just kidding, it's right here. Because it's part of mint t. So we should be able to actually change this to metame, and we can say mint t, and we can say, what did I call that? Missing dep. Okay, so we can just specify that as our get dependency, where the F is the right terminal. There you are. And then if we do this again, it should grab all of that. Now this should probably still fail because bytestring is actually using config, which uses spices. If I remember right. No, it just uses spices directly. So actually bytestring won't fail. That's my hypothesis. Bytestring will not fail, but config will fail. Because so far I haven't actually followed mint t up above. So we'll see if that's true. We're stripping, we're looking good. Okay, so gluon, we're expecting a failure. At least we don't have to evaluate our actual flake right now. It's usually the thing that takes the longest. Nice. We have a spices conflict, which is what I expected, and is fine. Because what we should be able to do, which is one of the things I'm hoping works, is to say config here equals mint t, and basically this still might fail because libc also depends on config, and so that could be a problem, but we'll see what happens. Okay, never seen this one before. Removed input. Okay, look at all this. I guess it makes sense because now I'm using the mint t that I already have for config, and so it doesn't need this nested config mint t thing. We'll see if this is actually how it works. Okay, so there's still a conflict, which I somewhat expected, and I think it should be because of libc. So this is a little tedious, but once we get it, we'll get it, you know? It is interesting how you do this like stringly typed. It's not what I would have expected, but that's okay. Nice. I'm like fingers crossed this should work. I'm pretty sure I got everything right. So we'll see. We'll see if I missed anything. But basically like doing it worked. Yes, beautiful. We got a build of gluon working. Okay, so this is actually one of the things I was like trying to figure out. So if we go back to today, our scratch buffer, figure out how to override deps, right? So the nice thing is, even though this part is a little tedious, all you have to do as a user is say you made an update to libc and you want to use that update in your local part of Riot, right? Your local build of Riot. All you have to do is point to your local build of libc here, and everything should just work. And it's just going to use a single version of every package all the way through the dependency tree, right? So even though actually a better example is config, right? Saying updating libc, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So right now I'm using config, the GitHub config, but of course I could change this to my local build of config, right? And everything would be brought in because config libc depends on config. Now it's the same version of config being brought in through the whole dependency tree. It is a little tedious specifying it this way in all of these transient dependencies, all these different flakes, but I still think it's not like, at this point anyway, I don't think it's like impossible or it's not too much to manage. And in general, once it's done, there shouldn't be like a lot of management that has to happen here. It's partly why I have this file and it's been extremely helpful. And I've written out all the deps everything has, like local deps, if you will. That way I kind of know like where I have to bring in all these different follows. Okay. So for instance, byte string's already done for us because it's just our local byte string. Oh, this also solves something else, but that's in Mint, so we'll talk about that later. We have Castor. That one is fine. It's not used anywhere else. Config we just dealt with. And I don't think config is used in any other Riot dependency. No, just for libc. Rio doesn't have any other dependencies. Telemetry doesn't. Spices doesn't. We already dealt with spices because spices is part of Mint. That's what we just did. And let me just think. I guess just for consistency's sake, we'll do this. Okay. And gluon depends on byte string, config, libc, and Rio. Does it depend on both config and libc directly? Yeah, it does. Okay. And that's why we had to do so much for it. And we updated the config Mint to follow. Okay, I think that actually might be all of our follows that we'll need for Riot altogether. So once libc's merged, this is going to be ready to go, and we'll just update a couple of these packages or whatever. We could rewrite this. I'm trying to decide what I think is going to look nicer. I guess we could play with that right now. So I could do a couple things. I could do something like this. I would need that, and I can say something like Castor equals, and then define an attribute set for every single one of these. And I could put in URL, and I could put follows. And if I just have a URL, I don't have follows, I could just do castor.url. I'm just trying to think like what the way it is right now, I would say is probably the least readable option. I think this looks pretty nice, actually. I think we could refactor it to this. What do you guys think? Anybody have an opinion? Wrong way. So basically we would go here, we'd go here, and this would happen there. we can just replace inputs dot with nothing, and then here we just have to do something similar. We can say store dot with nothing, and we'll worry about indentation once we finish. Okay. Config equals, I think this is a nicer way of doing it anyway. And slash config dot, and oh, I missed one. Okay. I think it'll be a little bit more lines, but it'll be easier to read. Libc equals, and what do we have? 3, and it's enough that it's going to be faster to do this. And t equals, I forgot the dot. Fail. There we go. Rio equals, you'd think I'd remember to not put the extra new line, but no, I did it every single time. Let's see if I can actually do it, or if it's just like muscle memory. It was really hard. It was probably more work than it was worth. Okay, and then nixpkgs.url can actually be exactly that. And then we can just indent everything. There we go. That's a little bit more readable. You kind of know what's going on and what all your inputs are. I think that's a win. And since it's not actually, I mean, I had Nix packages last. I don't know. I'm thinking of just putting it up here. I don't know how much vertical white space I actually care about having, but I think this looks better. Looks better. It's because of random stuff. Oh, I bet this is why. Is this in my dev shell? Let me copy this over to... This was another issue I was having in CS3110. Let's see, that's in learn OCaml, Flake. I think this is my problem. I was trying to put it in my build inputs. I figured that was the problem. I shouldn't need all of this, but we'll bring in OCaml format that way. And I think we can get rid of this. Okay. Well, that'll be something. We'll see what happens next time. Okay. Cool. So let's just make sure this build's working for all 3 of these packages, and then we can probably move on. So I guess what's next, we'll think about that while this is building. Okay, that one finished. Let's do glue on. Is there any follows that libc needs? I don't think so, because the only dependency is config, so the only follows would be nixpkgs. And same with config, the only follows is spices, so this should be fine. So follow done. Waiting. Create that as a category. And that should be all of these. Okay, let's just build the default. So Nix Flake update needed. So the next thing is, that's it. So actually we need to do the dependency follows on mint t anyway, so we might as well do that right now. And that will also let me test out another theory I have. What? Why am I getting a failure on this now? Did I delete those lines? Was I being dumb and deleted them instead of yanked them? I think I might have. Did I delete those? No, they're still there. Amit, it's a C error. You're the only person that knows what's supposed to happen in the world. You're the only person who knows C. Why did this happen? I don't know, man. C struct to string just suddenly doesn't like me. I wonder if this is like not working in general. It's possible. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Yeah, it's saying C struct to string has type int to string. Is that wrong? Okay, so the update didn't do anything, so I bet the Nix build's still gonna fail. Which is fine. We'll try building it with Dune and see what happens. Yeah, type string is not compatible. Got the same error. See what happens. I have a utop open somewhere if we want to look at that. Yeah, 1 second. But I didn't change any of those. Okay. Give me a second. I just have to think about this. Let's whip this. And let's go into Riot. I mean main. And let's see if this is broken on main. I'm pretty sure it is, because I think the only difference between Nix and main is my 2 files. How do you do the file thing for git diff? I forget. I just want to list the files. I can't remember what it is. Oh well, let's just do a Dune build. Oh, do I not have an mvarc? Did I not add mvarc? I swear I had this. Oh, I probably... No, I probably interrupted it at some point. There we go. They might have updated the function type. I mean, but nothing should have changed. Like, I didn't, like, update the package exactly. Like, WTF. All right. This is still OCaml 511. Let's just look at the Riot Dune project. Interesting. Okay, let's try to redo this again. Nope, still taking a long effing time. Nice. Oh, my old boss just messaged me. See how I'm doing. So random conv is a library. We should be able to do a little Dune utop and see, like, check out the types and stuff of everything. We just have to wait for this stupid thing to finish. Okay. Okay. I think it's almost done. Oh, we're gonna have to start thinking of something to do while we're waiting for these to actually finish, because they've been taking so freaking long lately. We're gonna have to start doing things, do activities, so it's not terribly boring. It doesn't convert a C struct to a string, but creates a random string from an int by going through a C struct. We could do Wordle. We could. It's like the classic problem when you have really long compile times and then suddenly you just like you get distracted and you do something completely different, so everything takes 10 times longer. All right, let's see if Dune build fails. I'm guessing that it will. And then let me see if there's any open issues in Riot. Yeah, it did fail. Let's see if this is a known issue. Okay, I'm actually not in my fork, so this is a good thing. Interesting. Let's just try C struct to string None. Okay. I'm just gonna post this in the Riot Discord instead of opening an issue for now, just in case he knows what's happening. General. Hey Leo was building latest main and came across this compile error. Okay. Well, we can't test whether then my little fix works for this, which means that's kind of a blocker to us moving on to Mint T at this point, because if Riot's not building with our current flake and everything, then we're going to have a hard time building Mint T. This could also point to the need at some point, instead of targeting the latest state of main in this, like we could target even like a release from back here. We could do this. So I think I can actually do that. Obviously, let me just think about this. No, I can't do that here because I would have to then revert my branch, but it's my version of random conv being out of date. Oh, okay. If this isn't happening on your machine, it could be a me/Nix problem. They changed the C struct from C struct to string. Okay. Thanks for the Andrew's also typing. Yeah, on stream. It's fine, whatever. NBD either way. Okay, let's see. Use int to string instead of int to struct cstruct.t as generator. Oh, interesting. We recently upgraded the version of random conv. Where did you recently? Like, it's not updated in Dune project. Oh, it could be, you know what it actually could be, that 0.2.0 is not actually in Nix packages yet. I bet that's what the problem is. Got it. Looking into it. That could be the case. I think I already have Nix packages search up. Let's look for OCaml packages dot random conv. Version 0.1.3. I figured, since it was literally just released March 1st. Okay. Let's see if they have a Nix Flake. They do not. Okay, so then it's a matter of, is this when I need to actually bring in a raw GitHub dependency? Probably. Okay. Yeah, it's actually that Nix packages has an out of date version of random conv. It is still kind of confusing why the Dune are people just not updating the Dune project here? It's a little annoying. Like, we're on main, and if we're like this is greater than or equal to 0.1.3. So if we're using 2.0, then why isn't it updated in the Dune project? Hey Dylan, what's up? Hope you're doing well. I don't think that Nix is going to care about this, but let's just see what happens if I updated this. I guess let's just go into my Nix branch. I don't think there's any difference besides those. Yeah, it's min version requirement, but that's what I mean. It is a min version requirement to meet, but they made this change in 2.0, if I read the changelog correctly. This is true, Juicebox. Yeah, it's 0.2. So I'm just saying they should have updated this to 2. That's my point. But I don't think the Nix build is going to care about this. But we'll see. It'd be nice if it did. Boom. I already forget. May 10th through 12th? Mostly the 11th and the 12th. Saturday and Sunday. Nice try, Juicebox. Hawaii. Imagine choosing Hawaii over Asheville. Unbelievable. Can you invite your sister to Asheville? That sounds so weird without context. if no one else was on your stream last night. Does your sister want to hack on OCaml with us? That sounds really creepy. It's because her sister's super smart, okay? Accomplished smart person. All right? It's the reason I'm asking. All right. Okay. I forgot what I was doing because it took so long. I was just checking out this, and we modified the Duden project. Yeah. All right. It's not dealing with the cells are already too big for her, right? Unbelievable. Physicists or whatever they are. All right. Let's see what happens now. I'm gonna guess that I should get like a version error. If I don't, I'm gonna be annoyed because it should just say, oh, actually you do not have this. Why would you give me a type error when I specified a different version? Is this why nobody fucks with versions in Dune? Because they just don't even matter? I was gonna say quantum person, and then I was like, wait, no, I think those are usually physicists. She's a quantum person. Okay. Dylan, are you actually there? Are you there, Dylan? Mr. OCaml docs. Is this normal that you're here-ish. So basically they upgraded this random conv package. They didn't even specify that they upgraded it first of all in the Dune project, which that's fine, you know, whatever. It's fine. I'll survive. But like, so I changed the version here to the version it's supposed to be, but instead of getting like a you don't have the right version of random conv, instead I just get the type error that was happening to begin with. And I just feel like Dune should be doing something better than this and say, you don't have this package. No, it didn't opam install. But I'm saying, like, doesn't Dune know? Why doesn't Dune know things? It doesn't know anything about package versions. So it's not looking at my like global opam package list and saying it just generates an opam file at the moment. Well, that answers all my questions then. So really these versions are rather meaningless when it comes to Nix, which is a little annoying. I can see why it happens that way. Okay, let's run our Nix build again and see what happens. Okay. Wouldn't it be nice if the Nix build was just like comparing what's in Nix packages with what I've specified in my Dune file and then saying actually the version in Nix packages is not the version you asked for in your Dune file. Oh gosh. All right. I got a DM from somebody. Pending. It was just a friend request. No, I don't know how to do that, Amit. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess we could do it, but this is like a common problem people have. Okay, so it's the same error. Annoyed, but we know why it's happening, which means we actually do need to do a whole like bring in GitHub dependency thing. Does anybody have a quick link of how to do that in a Flake? Use a raw GitHub dependency in a Nix Flake. Come on, Juice. I know you're like, oh yeah, I have that. Let me grab it real quick. I only have internet friends. It's kind of a joke. Wait, what are you grabbing? I'm just messing with you. Okay, make derivation rec. What is this malarkey? Pname Mono Lisa Dev version 2.012. Oh, built-ins.fetchget. This is the whole thing, right? URL ref install phase. So do I have to do all of this? What do I actually need? You're just here for the switches? Same, girl. I forgot you could even do it more than once in a stream. Okay. We can do this again. So this makes the whole derivation. How do I put this into my... How does this actually work? Give me something easier. Oh, that's hilarious. You can keep... That's That's for a meet. All right. It's fine. We'll do it. We'll do this, and then we will do the switch test. Okay. 5 minutes starting now. Oh no, Amit. You keep getting wrecked on these. Voice unban is just the worst. That is the worst. Okay. So we did that. Zoomed key. Okay, copper already has a little orange keycap on there. We pause the music. Okay, okay. So what is this? This is silver. This is copper. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then of course pink has the little clicky. Bronze is terrible. No, bronze is like heavier and clicky. Super speed silver. Okay, I think we've decided blue is our silver switch color. And so let's see, I got that on there. Okay, here's super speed silver. It is a little bit lighter. It's pretty nice. They're pretty nice, not gonna lie. I like the little bit of click myself, but if I didn't want click, if I wanted silence, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, the speed silver is pretty nice. Okay. Let's see. What were we talking about? Anybody remember? What were we doing? Oh yeah, it was the problem is yeah, that the new version of random com, because it just came out, it's not in Nix packages yet. So we're trying to figure out how the hell this actually is supposed to work. I don't think that Googling for Nix stuff just always doesn't work. Anybody else with me on there? It just is a waste of time. Okay, so obviously I need to do the whole source fetch from GitHub thing, but then it's like, do I need to build? Am I just going to build this as my own package here or something? This is what I'm not understanding. What does your Apple Magic Keyboard have? Non-mechanical switches. They're not mechanical. They're fake switches. They're people that say they're switches just so that they get more swipes. You know what I mean? Not cool. Just be true. Just be true to yourself. All right. Yes, Leo's trolling. He's such a troll. What was I gonna look up? Oh, I was gonna look up Antonio's stuff because that might actually give me a thing. So I just need to look at OCaml Nix. I think it's Nix OCaml. Nix OCaml, Nix overlays. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out from his stuff. Calls build Dune package. I'm kind of thinking what I need to do is called build the Dune package using that GitHub source. So I think, I don't know if this is true. I think this is going to have to go down here with my other packages. And then my source is going to equal like fetch GitHub source. I don't know if this is actually true, but we're going to try it this way and then we can fix it later. What is this called? Random conv. We're going to say build Dune package. We're going to say version equals 0.2.0. Pname equals random conv. And then we're going to try this whole fetch from GitHub source thing. I don't know what you mean, Amit. I think these are basically the same. I don't know. So you have one that's fetch Git and one that you're passing fetch from GitHub and then using it. I think I have built-ins here, right? But maybe I don't. We'll just see what happens. I super don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. Let's just say source equals built-ins dot fetch get, and then let's just try grabbing this. And obviously yeah, of course you can post a link, Juicebox. Sorry, I missed that chat. Do it. We talk about keeps a lot around these parts. So I'm gonna try this, except of course I need the actual thing into their package. Random conv from HannahSim. HannahSim / random conv.get. In the custom Nix derivation, you're to provide version, and in Dune, others might update the package version. However, to keep Nix up to date, you've update the version manually when you update Dune package version. Oh, if you mean like the local package version, yes, you are correct. Yeah. And that's just kind of like, that's just how it goes, though. You know? Just kind of how it goes. So, I mean, it's part of the problem, of course, of like maintaining a Nix build when not everybody using the package uses Nix. You have to like be on top of it. It's fine. Like we could try to figure out some way of doing it automatically, but yeah, we could. I'm not worried about it. For me, it's like, it's just kind of your typical release bookkeeping. So it's like, okay, there's a new release cut of this. We need to update the package, you know, the version number. It'd be great to automate it, but we'll get there eventually. Right now, I'm just trying to get working builds. It's kind of step one is, can we get all the builds actually working the way we want them to? So I'm guessing rev is actually the commit hash. I don't know why I have to specify that as well, but sure. I'm gonna guess that's what this is. Okay, this probably won't work, but let's just see what happens. Missed a semicolon, as usual. I don't think the maintenance cost, yeah. Anything working is overrated anyway, Toggle. You're so right about that. I don't think the maintenance cost is any higher for Nix than it is for other things. Like, I mean, I don't know what you mean by all manual. Like the maintenance cost for me having to update it because other people aren't using Nix, like, yeah, it's a little bit higher than if we had like a really, really good thing, like, I don't know, cargo or something, but we don't. So I don't think the maintenance cost is that bad. It's the price of having the reproducible build. And I mean, it's probably why Nix users hate Nix as well, is because they do keep paying that price over and over again, but oh well. Okay, we got the same error here. Oh, because I did Nix build instead of Nix build random conv. I'm just being dumb. It's all good. Just normal stuff. Normal stuff of me being dumb. Let's try this one. So silly all the time. Because the amount of people it's taken to make cargo good is actually a lot of people. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. That's certainly one of the reasons. Source not available. Okay, I didn't expect this to work, but let's see what happens. Program get failed with exit program get failed with exit code 128. Okay, did I just okay, let's try a few things here. What did I do? git at github.com:hannesm randomconv.git. Let's see. Looking good. Randomconv.git. We're happy with that. Would it be nice if I just like didn't need this and I know it's gonna need a hash. I know it is though. Let's just try this. We should also probably look at the docs. That might help. Nix built-ins fetch git. Oh, I think that actually worked. It just didn't like the tags thing for some reason. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, this is an anime playlist, so okay. It just doesn't like the ref for some reason. Total weeb, I know. I don't even hide it anymore. Yeah, it had the version tag. Oh, you know what? You know what it is? I'm dumb. And the version tag on this doesn't have a V on it. I bet this is the problem. The version tag is literally just the version number. Let's see if this works. Did I save? I don't remember. I did. It might help if the tag I specify is actually the tag on the repo. Might help. Yep, that would be the problem. I guess what I'm wondering though is like, can I not just do this, or do I need that hash? It would be kind of nice just to have the ref. That's what I'm here for, Purplish. No, it needs the hash. That's fine. I guess this looks fine. Okay. I love the fact actually, Juice, that like you're like JG Key outro song spotted, and then you're like weeb confirmed, but it like you would have to know you have to know so much. So that's kind of the fun part. You'd have to know so much to know about this. You gotta go, right? Takes one to know one sort of thing. All right. Where are we at? Okay, I'm actually shocked that this worked. But I'll take it. And then we should be able to just say self.packages.randomconv here. And this is probably not the actual correct way of doing this, but if it works, it works. So let's see if our build works now. Okay, cool. See you, Juice. I know, right? Anticipation. Here we go. Ronin phase. Oh, we got to stripping, guys. We got to stripping. We know that's usually a good sign. Nope, we're back to running phase again. Because it's building everything. I didn't notice. Now it's building gluon. It's going through the whole thing. I know, right? Okay, we're finally on to Riot. Is this a family friendly stream now? I mean, it is in the sense like that, like I really try not to say like, you know, JavaScript in the normal way. Nix build, let's go. Random GitHub dependency that probably should not be in packages and should be somewhere else, but it's still built. And that's all I really care about. It probably needs to be specified somewhere else. I'll let someone else tell me that sometime. It built. So that's really cool. Because then we learned how that whole thing works. I like it. Sick. So then if I go back to Dura and Bilal, this should fix this. Fingers crossed. We'll see if it's true. You wouldn't let your children watch Nix streams. Well, I mean, everybody wants their children to like grow up and be happy, right? And average Nix user experience, I don't know if we can really, it seems like there's an inverse correlation between like overall life satisfaction and using Nix, right? Okay, so I just want to see if Dune build works just out of interest. I don't really have a hypothesis. It will probably work, but I don't know how Nix ends up putting that random conv in the rest. It does work. Wow. How about that? Who needs opam anymore, right? Yeah. There's your answer on whether this is that stream where all of that happened is when I finally decided I had to put the mature content rating on my stream because you guys were so freaking unhinged about everything. Okay. This is looking really good. This is looking really good. Yeah, mature content, right? It's funny how that works. Immature content warning, exactly. I mean, too bad Juice had to go to a meeting because like Juice, why can't we just have like a degen warning on the stream? Like, can we just call it like degen warning? And if everybody could have like a degenerate rating like on their Twitch user based on how many times they've used certain words in chat, that would be really helpful. That way you just know what you're getting into. Exactly. Yeah, I think that would be really cool, anchors. I mean, fingers crossed Dune will become something more than it already is. I'm not sure. There's so many things that has to happen though for that to actually happen. Like Dune just wrapping opam, I don't think is the main answer, but I mean there probably is still a lot of like ergonomic benefits, right, to just working with Dune. Yeah. But I'll let Leandro field those kinds of questions when he streams. Okay, so we're sitting at 2 hours. I think this is pretty awesome. I'm happy that this Riot build is where exactly. I keep getting that. I keep getting that from people in this stream. I don't know what's happening. The Riot build's working. The only thing I'm waiting on then is the libc merge. I'm just waiting on a libc merge. Hint hint. Did it happen yet? Did it happen? Did this get merged yet? I'm just gonna throw this link in there just to see what happens. He's gone. It's fine. I'm still happy with like, I'm happy about a few things. First of all, it's cool. Yay, we figured out the whole git dependency thing. Where the fuck did that go? There it is. We figured it out. Yay. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if I could move this whole random conv thing above, but I kind of don't think that's going to work. Awesome. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate you a lot. Oh, I lied that was the only thing I was missing. So there was this thing that happened with spices. Basically, somebody added UUSEG to spices, but everybody's builds worked because UUSEG is part of Mint Tea, but not in spices. So I added UUSEG to the Dune project and then updated the Flake Nix with UUSEG. So that was breaking that build. Not saying you have to merge it right now, but just so you know, that's what that PR is about. Okay, so that's cool. We can at least run a Nix Flake update here and grab the latest for libc. Love it. And yeah, once this is done, oh, that was the other thing we figured out, is the whole, like, this config follows thing works the way that I expected it to. So that's going to make working with all these packages a lot easier. So once I actually have all these builds working, I will add, I don't know, should I add it to the contributing guide as a little Nix section? If people want to use Nix, this is how you can do it. Like how to easily override any package in the whole tree depending on what you're working on. Look at that, guys, merged. Amazing. Everybody give Leostera a clap. Thanks, Leandro. And I'm sure all of you are following him, but you should if you're not. All right, now we have to do another update. It's all good. Minty. That's right. It's what we're all here for. Internet compensation. Okay, not all of us. Some of us are trying to figure out how to make open source actually sustainable instead of just internet compensation. Not me, though. I'm just here for internet compensation. Cool. So let's we got this Flake update. Let's make sure our build works. I'm feeling pretty confident about this build. It's going to take a little bit because it's going to rebuild byte string and gluon and Riot. But yeah, once this is done, we move on to mint T to finish all the follows work for mint T. Spices is working the way we expect it to. It's a good question. It's a good question. There are ways to make it not rebuild everything every time. I mean, it's not rebuilding everything probably. Whoa, sorry. But yeah, I mean, there is cache. It uses a global store and uses a lot of caches. And in general, Nix builds are very fast. Just not here. Why does it say Riot 002? Oh God. That would be because I never updated this. Yeah. But technically this isn't 008 because there's been commits since 008. Right? So I don't know what we want to call it. Do you want me to just put a plus next to the version? I don't know what you want to call like in between versions. But I mean, realistically, I could call it 009, but I don't know. This version really only matters from Nix, and in a lot of ways it doesn't even matter. It matters and it doesn't matter. I mean, it's good to keep it in line with the package, but yeah. Yeah. So we could call it something else. Okay, our build worked. Yay. Everybody's happy. Let's just decide what version we actually want this to be. So let's see. What makes the most sense? Like, it's nice. Like, we could say 009 dev, but we don't actually know that the next one's going to be dev. So maybe it just makes sense to say plus dev after 008, dev after 008. I don't know. We could do that. Since this is just a version change, it'll be interesting to see how much Nix actually rebuilds. The whole effing thing. I mean, what it's not doing is it's not rebuilding like all of the dependencies every time per se. Like, I mean, I guess the main cache that Nix has, of course, is like it's not refetching all these packages. I think it just depends. It depends on the ecosystem how much the builds can be cached, I'm guessing. And I don't know the OCaml story with Nix on how the builds exactly work because I don't know that much about OCaml's build system. Okay. So we'll open a PR for this. I don't actually need this line anymore. Unbelievable. After I just did this. It's fine. We won't have to rebuild it for that. It'll be the same hash. Yeah, good question. Good question to me. It's probably just my computer. That's really what it is. Good times. Okay. I feel like I got a message that I completely forgot about. 1 second. All right, sick. Build is good. Looking good. We're on our next branch. What did I do to Riot's OPAM? Oh, that's right. So I changed the Dune project on this as well to reflect that we upgraded random conv because that wasn't reflected in the Dune project, at least not in main. So I don't know if that changes somewhere else, but there it is. You just want to equal. That makes more sense. Happily can do that. Let me just run Dune build again so we can generate that OPAM file. And let's make sure our diff on Dune project looks good and our diff on OPAM looks good. Looking good. Okay. What is my Nix Flake improvements? That's my commit message. I know how to do this. Should be my first commit. Oh no, I had a work in progress. Annoying. It's fine. There we go. Okay, no worries. So I can do that. So I think would you like me to do that? Because it's not like that's hard for me. I don't wanna cause more work for you. So like you'd rather like if it's a single commit, like it would just be chore nix. Okay. So even here I could probably just put it in the title. I mean, if you're gonna squash and merge anyway, the title is what's used, right? So that would work. Okay. I mean, it's easy enough for me to do. Does this look right? Or do you also want it in the commit message here? I mean, if you squash, I guess it doesn't matter. It depends on how you do it, though. It depends on the Git client that you're using, basically, in my experience. Okay, there you go. That's fine. So let me just force push this. Sure, Nix Flake improvements. Okay. This looks better. And we'll just push force. All right. And we should just have a single commit. It has not updated. Why didn't it update? Are you kidding me right now? It didn't amend? Interesting. Okay, there it is. There it is. It just took a while. It was just taking a while. Okay. Looking good. Okay, let me just double check this in the GitHub UI to make sure I didn't do anything dumb. This all looks right. We'll do the plus dev thing. Moving forward, random conv is in there. And we updated it there. Okay, awesome. It's already been merged. Sick. Thanks, Leo. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's update our extremely advanced project management thing here. And that is done. Freaking cool. So really we just have some of the Mint T work to do. We might be able to knock that out real quick and get a PR open. I can go a little bit longer. Let's see. Minty, Blake.Nix, Laura Dev, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, let's update this to be happier. Forgot about the D. Okay, and then we're gonna go down here and say inputs dot get out colors equals colors dot, and okay, this I'm hoping to get rid of, but we'll just do it for now. Since we're on Minty, we shouldn't have to also include Minty. Now that I understand how follows works better. Riot. And TTY. Whoops. Whoops. We're getting there. Okay. Whoops. Forgot the dot. And then little equals indent. And that's a lot easier to read. Okay. So now we need to update this based on dependencies. So let's go ahead and get a split and look at our dependencies that Minty shares with its dependencies. So TTY doesn't have any dependencies, so that's fine. Leaves depends on spices and Minty, so it's really just the dependency on Riot. Now let's see. I think that means that we don't have to do any follows, right? Because spices uses colors in TTY. Leaves uses Minty and spices. Just double checking my logic here. Minty uses Riot in TTY. Oh yeah, that could be interesting. I don't actually know how to override this. Because of the way Riot depends on spices, TTY is pronounced titty. I don't know if I could do that. Thanks for that, Leo. I appreciate it. Okay. let's see where we're at. Is it still C? You want me to do the GitHub stats for cell app? Okay, we can do that. It shouldn't be. Oh, because it might not. It probably is, actually. It probably is. MetaMe. Show private. No, I did hide private commits last time. But there's some way to get the languages. I don't remember how you get the languages. Oh, most used languages. Yeah, still. See, I'm still a C dev. 62%. Perfect. It's so funny. It's so funny that Emacs Lisp is even included on here just because my config's so massive, and then 25% C++ is literally just libraries that I vendored. Common Lisp, let's go. How is this even my most used languages across all my public repos? All right, should we do show private commits? I don't think it's actually going to matter. It didn't even change. And my rating changed to B-, but this didn't even change. That doesn't make sense. That should have changed. I feel like they screwed up on that one. Maybe I need to refresh. Show private. Maybe I don't understand what they mean by private, because it should show a bunch of closure. But I guess not. Hilarious. It's really funny. You have it on your bio? Nice. Oh, I have to do preview. Well, yours actually makes some freaking sense. Unbelievable. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. Oh yeah, I was gonna pull main so that I have the latest, since we got all that working. Okay, good. I have mint T here, so we can do the same thing. Yeah. I know all about you and Durinv. I know you're mad. Get branch D Nix. All good. Yeah, they're actually going pretty good today, Kinran. Figured out a few a few issues, a few ways to handle all the different dependencies. So far going good. I'm at the part that's probably like adding the Nix packages follows everywhere definitely was important. I'm at this interesting place where technically I want to override the Riot input for mint T to be self if I can, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how that's going to work. So we're trying to figure that out. I'm gonna let that finish evaluating. Yeah. So basically the problem is we have mint T / default package that depends on Riot, which depends on mint T spices package. I can get this to work just fine by specifying mint T here. Even though this is in the mint T flake, I'm specifying mint T and bringing it in as its own input from the GitHub in order to get spices working. But where that isn't going to, but I need to override Riot. Ideally, I can delete this, right? And I can just use the local spices that I've built and then use that local spices in the Riot build. Because the Riot build happens, before it gets here. So, I mean, I can get this to all work in some ways, but yeah, I'm not sure how to do that because up here, it's not like I even have spices defined. So I can't do it there. So it feels like I would have to actually do it down here somehow. And maybe I can override. I've overridden Riot's inputs for Nix packages. But maybe I can do kind of like I do with mdx.override. And I can actually say spices. Ooh, I think this might actually, no, but I've tried to override on an input. And it doesn't work for some reason. I haven't figured out how that works. Oh, I think I know why. It's because, it is a skill issue one. Thank you. Thank you. It is a skill issue. You are absolutely right. Why did you not go here? Oh, local changes? What did I do? I know about this. Oh my god. Yes, I know. I just changed all that. I wasn't supposed to. I got a little bit happy, okay? I want you to give up. I don't care about this derivation. I want you to give up and just do the stash. I think we have the stash. Okay, good. And then we're going to go into main, pull main, do a stash pop. There we go. That's what I want. And then we can delete missing dep. Okay. Feels worse than Nix, honestly. Well, honestly, OPam is the reason I've gotten so far into Nix at this point. Like, I was already enjoying Nix just from like a, home manager dev system setup, but not having to deal with OPam. I mean, I know this has been like a journey for us all here, but it's like, okay, I'm just going to learn Nix kind of hardcore so that I don't have to use OPam. So here we are. Using Nix in anger, yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have this back. We're in main. What was I doing? I was gonna try to first we should just like probably do an update and make sure everything just works as is. Hey, thanks for the follow, mute catch, something like that. So let's just try a Nix build default and see how far we get here. I don't know if it's going to work first time. Okay, I think I'm done with this for now, so we can get rid of that. And then we're gonna have to override Riot somehow. But first I just want to see what our build state is at. We should get a working build with everything first and then see what else is wrong. Find out what else is wrong after that. Oh, that's cool. Can you tell us anything about it? Okay, cool. So Nix build worked. That makes me happy. I'm going to try something that I'm sure is not going to work. Let me think. Would this work? No. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, let's just try this. I'm pretty sure I've already tried this before and it didn't work, but we'll just try again. An OCaml using client that needs their homebrewed build system, no Dune, just make to be ported to Nix. Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds fun for having to, for work that you have to do. Spices equals self dot packages dot spices. I don't know. There might be a couple reasons this is wrong. Oh, hey, Antonio. Okay. I didn't expect this to work. And this is what I got last time. I'm scared to ask Antonio the question of what I'm going through right now. Because he's going to be like, well, if this is an overlay, it would be fine. Okay. So Antonio, since you're here right now, this is probably why you only lurk here and you don't try to chat. No, I'm just kidding. I think. You probably have an idea of what I'm trying to do right here. That's not working. Which is I'm trying to say, can Riot use the version of spices that I'm currently building in this flake? But it doesn't work that way. Because unlike MDX, I can't override there. And I imagine like I've gotten through here and, you know, it's not like I can do this. This would be nice. There, done. Fixed. Self. So good. Not without an overlay, yeah. I think this is the one thing that's a little bit difficult here. I know it does. I've gotten around it for every single thing, I think, besides this one particular issue. Cuz I got through like where my Riot flake ended up to get around some of this is like to just put these inputs, you know. So I'm following Nix packages like we talked about, and then I'm following all these other, like if they share a dependency, this dependency shares config. So we're making sure that config and this config is the same thing, et cetera, et cetera. And all of that is working fine. but I think this is where I get to the part where I don't know if this is going to be actually possible. Now, I can at least do this, but that doesn't, like, all this ensures is that I wonder if this would work. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. It'd be really, I think it would be bad if it worked. Let me think about this. Okay, let's just build this the way that it is. Let's go back to where we were. Let's get rid of this. I don't think this will be a problem. All this red is normal, by the way. This is a good thing. Okay. That build works fine. Now I'm going to try something that's not ideal. Just out of interest. Okay. I figured that wasn't going to work. Just wanted to try it. I'm essentially I'm literally importing the same flake that I'm trying to reference. Too bad. So basically you would have to have, I mean, in case it's not clear to everybody, the problem that we have here is, say you wanted to update spices, right? And then you wanted to use that update in mint tea. Pretty reasonable thing to try to do. Any change you make in spices here would mean that there would be a version mismatch, right? Between the spices that Riot is using here and the spices that's been built here. You want to insert your packages inside the scope of OCaml packages, right? Okay. I think this will be like the next thing that I mess with. Okay. This makes sense. Yeah, no. When you just said that, I was thinking that this was like these were mutually exclusive options, but actually I think this is the answer. Yeah, that both consume, right? Mm-hmm. So we just consume this overlay with all the flakes. We could still have, it wouldn't change it from the perspective of that somebody can still depend on our flake as a transient dependency, just like I do here in their own project. It wouldn't change anything. It'd just be that I have to use an overlay instead of this. Example with 2 overlays. Cool. This is great. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate it. I'm glad you were here, because this is literally this is like the next step for me. Is like I was trying to go as far as I could without an overlay, but I think this is where I can't anymore. I got really far on everything else, but I think this is the part where I can't get any further without an overlay. What I'm going to do for now let's just undo this. And I already did a flake update. I think, what is our actual flake diff? I don't know how important it is. Yeah, it's literally just the input change and changing that the Riot follows the Mentee to make sure that they're the same version. I don't think most people are really going to run into that. So I don't think I'm even going to open that PR. I'm going to leave it the way that it is right now. I don't think that follows is all that important because it's literally a follow for itself. And if people are doing that and changing the Mentee version here, they're probably going to be in a world of hurt anyway. So that would be that. Sick. Okay. Well, this looks good so far. I think, yeah. If I remember right, when I had this all working locally, you could actually specify this as a local path, and then in the Riot flake, specify this flake as a local path. And I don't remember getting the circular dependency error that way, so that is a workaround. But ideally, like, that would be really annoying to have to do. And then you have to do a bunch of flake updates. It's not a nice dev experience. So I think we'll look into overlay next time. Before we move on to some of these other things, so that we know how much changes we actually need to make to the flake. So let's just put that up here, and we'll copy these links because I will probably end up closing those tabs and never being able to find them again. And overlay stuff. Awesome. We still got the Riot stuff done, which is nice. Fixed those builds. The Mentee build should work. So if anybody wants to use Riot or Mentee with Nix right now, it should all work just fine as far as a project dependency goes. If you're doing it from a development perspective and you want to depend on multiple versions of local packages, you might run into some issues. But outside of that, you should actually be good to go. So all that's left without weird workarounds is the Surrey stuff and the Serde stuff. So that would be kind of like the next step. But before I actually write those flakes and ask Leostera to merge 18 changes to the flakes over and over again, I'm going to figure out the overlay stuff and make sure that that's going to work the way that I want to, and I won't need to change something, with these other downstream flakes or something. We'll just see how that works out. I'd like to make it as simple as possible. Ideally, most of the logic is in the projects themselves, not in some other thing, but I don't know. I don't know how much that really matters. I think it's just different ways of doing the same thing. Awesome. Let's kill the